very much for joining us once again. Obviously, you get to see things from a different point of view this week. You joined me up on the gantry, and obviously tough being off the bench. We'll come to that in a moment, but happy with how the boys sort of handled the weekend.
Yeah, enjoyed the stream. Job done, I think. We obviously, we needed 2 wins, and the boys are playing so short that it becomes a really good weekend, because I thought they came here tonight and really, they tried, right? And I think obviously Max Wright was brilliant. So, 2 big wins. We needed it, and obviously being so short, it's nice to get, the young lads had plenty of ice time, and good performance, I think, overall. I think tonight was always going to be a little bit tired at times, and a little bit disjointed sometimes, but some nice goals, and obviously nice to see Sobs get his 100, good night.
So I'm sure we can talk a lot about the 5 guys picking up a majority of the points, but people we kept mentioning up on the stream was that line of Deck Jones, Rhys Edwards and Alex Ken. They were just grinding all night tonight, and I think, despite the fact that they didn't manage to pick up the points, they were sort of a big way to sort of set the mood for the game.
Yeah, we love DJ and Slice, and Carrot has been, as it's tonight, I think he was a lot better, and he deserved his goal. That was a goal. It was definitely not high sticks, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but they've been brilliant. I think it was great last night again, and all year DJ's been an animal, so he's just maturing every sort of week, every month. He's just getting better, and it's nice to see Alex now as well, coming into his own a little bit, and he's starting to learn how to play in this league, and it's great to see, and we need it. We need that depth. Obviously having so many out at the minute, it's tough. So to get them to come in and do the job like they're doing, it's great to see.
If we could just talk about the netties, I think a lot of people on social media last night were disappointed not to see Dimitri Samostrin sort of the man of the match nominations, and tonight we talked on the stream about how Geordie might have wanted the first one back, but then in the second period, where the Bees at times were on top of us, he pulled out some phenomenal stops.
Yeah, I thought Dima played really well last night. At times we needed it, and then yes, I agree. Second period, Geordie played great. They had a lot of a couple of PPs and some momentum there. So yeah, stood on his head there when we needed him, and like I say, both of them playing good at right now. So it's what we need, and going forward, it's like I keep mentioning it, but it's just a momentum builder, and to get us in a good place for into playoffs and beyond. So yeah, it's good to see both of them play well this weekend.
Obviously, I know we bring it up. Obviously, mentioned yesterday on social media, we would bring it up. The league's decision, obviously, to deduct the 2 points for the walkover victory for the Phantoms a couple of weeks ago. If I could just ask, I know a few people sort of already have a bit of information from the coach's corner, but everybody else was wanting to know exactly, obviously, how that's come about, what's happened, how have the team taken it. Obviously, you've got to be happy with the response. And just that situation as a whole.
Look, I don't want to sort of. It is what it is at this point, and you got to accept what it is. I'm not obviously happy about it, and I think we've been a little bit hard done to. But I've seen a lot of stuff about we can't count and stuff like that. It's just not the case. It is what it is. The incident, obviously, that took us to 50 was obviously up for review, and people, it was just one of them. And at the end of the day, I think this comes down to communication. I didn't get an email to say that we'd reached it, and it's one of them. When you don't receive communication, if I did know about it, I'm never going to be on the bench, like I mentioned to everybody else. It is what it is, and like I say, people will say they'll have their own opinions on it, and we should have done this and that. But if you know the insides and out of it, I think it's common sense could have been applied to this quite easily, and that was my argument. It's a shame, but the biggest shame about it is the lads lose the points, because anyone that went to Peterborough, they went there and they worked really hard, and we deserve to win that game, and to get that taken away from us, that's the hardest thing. I can take a ban, I could ban all year. It's not that is irrelevant. It's the taking the hard-earned points from the lads is the toughest thing. So yeah, look, I think look, everyone's got a sort of opinion on how hard done to people are, this and that, but I think this week's been tough for us. You know, Bones' 4 games is crazy in my opinion. It's never a ban. It's a great hit in my opinion. Whether you think that or not, it's the truth. And yeah, at the end of the day, we've just got to accept it because they're not going to change the decisions. And it is what it is. We've just got to keep playing because at the end of the day, we're going to have to play with that little bit of fight in us. Because obviously we're going through a tough patch right now, and we just got to come out with it and keep going. And like I keep mentioning, we'll brush it off, keep going and keep winning games and going to playoffs with a little bit of spite in our game, because you know when you feel hard done to, that's often how it is, and something good will come to us for the tough things that have happened. So I believe that. So yeah, we just got to keep going. And like we mentioned before, I just apologise to everyone that went to Peterborough at that point, because you can look at it however you want, but at the end of the day, it's a mistake from us. At the end of the day, that's just the reality of it. That's the ruling. So we've got to accept that. It's just a tough decision and tough where we are right now. So yeah, we move on, and like I say, we'll move on to next week.
We talk about moving on. As he moves on in the best way this week, and probably get the 4 points under our belt. And it's obviously another tough test on next week, starting with another trip down to Milton Keynes, possibly the hardest place to go and play in the league. Sort of, first of all, your thoughts on sort of the weekend ahead, but also in terms of will we maybe have any more bodies back? Because obviously playing short this week was tough. Can be even tougher, obviously, going to one of the prospective, possible league champions.
Yeah, one place you probably don't want to go short at all. Very difficult in there when you're not full strength. And yeah, obviously we're still going to miss Bones next week, which again is very disappointing. So that's a shame. Hopefully we'll know a little bit more in the week, but we're still going to be short next week. I know that. And like I say, it is what it is right now. We just got to dig in. Because when something like this happens and you lose so many straight after the deadline, there's nothing you can do. You've got what you've got, and we've just got to roll with it. We're playing really good right now, and that's the positive thing. So we're short, but we're playing some good stuff, and we'll go in there and we'll be confident. Obviously, we played them really well in here last time, and up there before, and we could have won that game there as well. So. But they're going for a league title, and they're a very good team. They're really good on their own ice. It's going to be tough. So we're going to have to go there and play the right sort of game, and then come back home on the Sunday and keep rolling.
Well, thank you very much, Matty. Wooden Creations head